A very good evening to you and welcome to Rwanda Television News. My name is Sam Kalisa. President Paul Kagame has noted that Rwanda's intention is to deepen the relationship with China even further in the next half-century as two countries mark 50 years of cooperation. The head of state made the remarks while speaking virtually at the opening ceremony of the second China-Africa Economic Trade Expo. President Paul Kagame has extended an invite to Chinese tourists to visit Rwanda to experience unique wildlife and African hospitality, noting that the country grants visa to arrival on all Chinese citizens.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of the establishment of bilateral relations between Rwanda and the People's Republic of China. Our firm intention is to deepen our relationship even further in the next half-century of cooperation. I wish to take this opportunity to commend the hosts of this year's Expo, the leadership and the people of Yunnan Province. The city of Kigali and Yunnan Province are exploring mutually beneficial economic and educational cooperation, and we look forward to working with you. I wish to inform you that Rwanda grants a visa on arrival to all Chinese citizens. So allow me to extend a sincere invitation to Chinese tourists to visit Rwanda and experience the excitement of unique wildlife and warm African hospitality. I wish to close with a word of thanks and appreciation to President Xi Jinping for the various forms of solidarity and practical assistance that China has extended to Rwanda and Africa in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic. These actions testify to the strength of the friendship between Africa and China and the importance of always striving to further improve our performance in joint endeavors.
Rwanda is among other African participants attending the Expo in Changsha, which opened on 26th September. The exhibition comes as recently, on behalf of the city of Kigali, the Embassy of Rwanda to China signed a letter of intent with Yunnan Province aimed at deepening economic cooperations between the two sides. Now, to get more insights on the importance of Rwanda's presence at the exhibition, we spoke to Rwanda's ambassador to China, His Excellency James Chimonyo. I started by asking him what it means for Rwandan and African investment in general to attend the exhibition.
As you know, this year is the second time that China-Africa Economic and Trade Expo is happening. The first one was in 2019. We were able to attend that time because that was before COVID-19. And our companies attended, and that's how we end up sealing the deal to sell dried chili, which is the first consignment from Africa and Rwanda in particular coming to China. So it's really a very good opportunity for us, for Africa, to showcase our products, but also meet and talk to different business leaders, entrepreneurs, companies, so that we present investment opportunities for them to come and invest in Africa and Rwanda in particular.
Yes. Your Excellency Ambassador, how is Rwanda and Rwandan investors in general ready for the exhibition?
So this time, as you followed, we attended for the second time, and because of the prevention measures for COVID-19, our companies were not able to participate physically, even though the embassy was able to get products from Rwanda. They arrived on time. And we organized ourselves and through Rwandans who live here, who do business, and students, we are effectively present at the exhibition.
All right. What should we expect as an outcome from Rwanda's presence and participation at the China-Africa exhibition?
I should say that at the end of this expo, which will run for 3 days, we shall be able to not only expose our products to the consumers and other buyers, but also present, basically showcase investment opportunities. And we believe that the outcome of this will be the increased number of companies and enterprises coming to Rwanda and Africa in general to invest in our country, but also increasing the number of tourists, because apart from having the agricultural, handicrafts and other products that we showcase, we also showcase tourism products. That is very, very also very important for us to achieve that. In other words, we present or showcase products that can be bought instantly and get orders from the buyers, but also attract tourists or outbound travelers to come to Rwanda when conditions allow.
All right. Thank you very much for sparing time to talk to us, Your Excellency Ambassador.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Moving ahead, political and governance analysts find that the last 4 years of the implementation of the National Strategy for Transformation NST1 program of accelerating the country's development have been characterized by an extraordinary growth pace that led the country to the development desired by citizens. This is being said as today, 26th of September 2021, marks 4 years since Rwanda's Prime Minister, Dr. Edouard Ngirente, presented the program to the Rwandan Parliament. On September 26, 2017, Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente presented to the Parliament the National Strategy for Transformation Program, NST1, for the period 2017 to 2024. The goal is to accelerate the development of the economy based on private investment in the knowledge and natural resources of our country without leaving anyone behind, and to ensure that this goal is achieved. Various tasks must be carried out, including creating at least 1,500,000 new jobs. Some residents say that there has been some changes in the last 4 years of the implementation of the NST1 program. The changes are largely based on the infrastructure development, including roads built across the country. All these tarmac roads were marram roads before. All these roads between Nyamirambo Market and the stadium were constructed. The town really changed, and we now have street lights, so we're really not worried about thieves anymore. It gives a good and clear picture of the country's development. Roads and other infrastructures were built. In other words, everything is amazing. Never Again Rwanda Deputy Executive Director Eric Mahoro says the last 4 years have been marked by the implementation of the programs aimed at improving the well-being of citizens. What has been achieved in the last 4 years is a lot. Regarding governance, programs aimed at accelerating the well-being of citizens were implemented. For example, you remember problems that were previously in the VUP program. The other thing is the citizens' role to formulate the performance contracts. The fact that even measuring the performance contracts includes the citizens' role brought up valuable changes. In terms of economy, the government had set a target for Rwanda's economy to grow at the rate of 9.1%, creating more than 1,500,000 jobs, increasing the amount of locally manufactured products through the Made in Rwanda program, and more. Habyarimana Strato, an economic analyst, says that Rwanda's economy has been growing steadily despite being hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. Looking at the initial average, economic growth rate was about 7.2% before the COVID-19 pandemic. Maybe we didn't hit the exact target, but we were near, because you remember that before COVID-19, Rwanda's economy was nearly at above 9.1% growth rate. So you understand that it would have been better if the COVID-19 pandemic didn't come in. The other thing is that building and promoting the Made in Rwanda brand has been achieved. Roads were constructed. There was a goal to make the 12-year basic education program free, and that has been achieved. Hospitals were built, and as of now, there is at least a hospital in every district of the country. Rwanda's exports also increased. So, had it not been the COVID-19 pandemic, we'd be far. In order for the country's goal to be achieved, everyone's role is equally important, according to economic and governance analysts.
Ubungubu ikihutirwa ngira ngo nukunganira ibikorwa by'abikorera.
Now the urgency is to advocate for the private sector, as it has been hit hard by the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, and some of them did not manage to reopen. The other important thing is furthering programs aimed at improving the well-being of citizens, since some of them, like public gatherings in villages, were put to a halt by this pandemic.
Kugira ngo zikorwe mu buryo bunoze
For this to be possible, entrepreneurs should feel that the development of their country lies in their hands, and the government too should continue the same advocacy to make sure that they are more involved than they used to be. The role of developing the country is for everyone, be it a journalist, teacher, doctor, and drivers. Everyone should be involved. When citizens are not shown their role, they keep questioning the role of the state in their development. Yes, the government will play its part, but the bigger remaining part is for us citizens. 2 out of the 4 years since the enhancement of the National Strategy for Transformation Program NST1, the country has been at war with the COVID-19 pandemic. Analysts say the government's efforts to cope with the effects of the global pandemic are relevant to catalyzing economic growth and development. 20 years since the Rwandan government launched the decentralization program, residents say the program has made citizens more involved in governance and made leaders more accountable. Jen Mutoni with the details.
It's been 20 years since the government of Rwanda launched its decentralized program. The program is in line with the country's commitment to putting the citizens at the center of decision-making process. Residents say that in addition to improving service delivery, decentralization has made them more involved in the country's day-to-day projects and activities.
There is so much to say, but in short, there are tangible examples of how this program has helped us. For instance, we used to wait at the sector's office to get certain documents and not talk about the transport we used to get there. But now it is accessible online through Irembo. This is all because of the good governance. A person in need of a service is first attended to by the village head because he's the one closest to the residents. In my opinion, the government has done everything possible to help everyone.
Jean-Leonard Sekanyange, the chairperson of CLADO, an umbrella body of human rights association in Rwanda, believes that in a civil society, decentralization programs have greatly contributed to national development, although there are other areas that need to be improved, such as the management of budgets for public projects.
This program helps residents to get services easily and as quickly as possible, hence saving time to do other activities. There are some people that still believe that problems are to be solved by the president or the mayor, but they need to know that that's what local authorities are there for. And another thing, government agencies should finance the budgets for the respective agency and stop withholding the money, and instead send it to the district and let them carry out the implementation process instead of sending a ministerial servant to a certain region to inspect the management of the budget.
The Director General of Governance and Decentralization in the Ministry of Local Government, Gatete Bob, points out that the decentralization program has achieved a lot for the betterment of the people, and a number of reforms are being carried out so as to solve the already identified challenges.
It's a program that has come a long way, because when you look at what has already been achieved, even though we haven't got to the desired level, a lot has been done so far, especially in the community awareness, service delivery, and citizen participation in all activities that benefit them. And another thing is that policy reform that we have been using since 2012, it is in the process and it may start soon. The new policy and the new law governing district operations will help in taking the next step.
The decentralization program has been in place for 20 years since it was launched in 2001. The program has been implemented in phases. The upcoming local elections will mark the 5th decentralization phase. Jane Mutoni, RTV News.
Thank you, Jane. The Minister of Infrastructure, Ambassador Claver Gatete, visited the infrastructure projects being built in Rubavu district, including roads, water and electricity. He says that although some of the works were delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, currently the construction is nearing completion and it is expected that soon they will start being used. Jen Mutoni continues.
A methane gas mining plant in Lake Kivu under construction in Nyamyumba sector was expected to start supplying 15 megawatts of electricity in the first phase by June 2021, which will be integrated into the power grid, as well as the renovated Gihiri water plant was also expected to provide adequate water supply to the residents of Gisenyi in 2020. All these projects were delayed. Entrepreneurs who were awarded the contract to build the infrastructure say the reason for the delayed projects was due to the various reasons, including COVID-19 pandemic.
The first challenge was the delays in the shipment of the machines, as we were still waiting for some others. Hence, the construction time took longer than we had set. The second challenge was that some machines arrived somehow damaged, so we had to first fix them or call experts to fix them for us.
Residents of Rubavu say that despite the challenges they face in their daily lives, they are looking forward to a change that will be brought about by the new infrastructure projects upon completion.
We hope that the water plant delivers water on time, because we get running water once in a week, and other days we fetch it from far or buy it 200 Rwandan francs per jerrycan.
As the Minister of Infrastructure, Ambassador Claver Gatete, inspected the progress of the construction of some of the infrastructure, he assured residents that at the beginning of next month, the Gihiri water plant will start delivering 23,000 cubic meters per day from the current 8,000 cubic meters per day.
The construction of water pipes to distribute water in every part of Rubavu is what took long. Otherwise, everything else has been completed, and the construction will be completed on the 3rd of October. REG has already done its part and will complete the remaining part in December, so that at least 14 megawatts of electricity will be integrated into the national grid.
The Minister of Infrastructure also called for speeding up the construction of the Rubavu port. The Minister of Infrastructure also visited the paved roads which were recently constructed in Gisenyi town and its environs. Only one of the 5.5-kilometer long roads was damaged by the recent earthquake that followed the Nyiragongo volcano eruption and is still under repair. Jane Mutoni, RTV News.
A cross-section of service providers in various fields say good customer care has been a catalyst to their development. It is while the Rwanda Governance Board is urging the public to provide information about post services because good service is of central importance.
While speaking with service providers in various fields, including local authorities, those that seek bank services, restaurants and other areas of service, they say that although steps in the right direction have been taken in terms of better service delivery, there are some things that need to be improved. For instance, the health sector is still lacking in terms of proper service delivery. The restaurant business is trying, but there's also room for improvements.
What I can say, according to what I see, yeah, I do agree with the government because they want to achieve more. You know, like we always learn how to do better than what we did yesterday or better than what we did in the past. But what I appreciate what we have now. I've been traveling in different countries, but I haven't seen exactly the same thing as what we do in Kigali, what we do in Rwanda. Our country is doing their best to promote this, to achieve more in this. So according to the services, what I can say is like to keep it up and keep learn more the way you can do the best thing than what you did yesterday.
Like the old age mantra goes, the customer is king. Some people already understand that the customer comes first, and better customer care attracts more clientele.
One thing is that we understand the needs of our clients. We know that our clients, majority of them are not formally educated, so they don't fully understand financial services and how they are delivered. So what we do, first and foremost, we deliver financial literacy trainings. So we train them on how to do businesses, how to do pricing, how to separate your household income from business income. And then we have staff that are very close to them, that go and sit down with them under shades, in front of local authority offices, in front of schools. And they interact and they first take out that fear of approaching a financial institution.
Imani Bora is an entrepreneur, and he says that the culture of good service delivery should be instilled in young people while in school.
Currently,
entrepreneurship and self-employment is the way to go. Customer care should be taught to children at a young age. Proper social skills is not maths that can be taught in class. It starts from childhood. So imparting that skill in adulthood becomes hard and it takes time. So this should be imparted from school curriculums from a young age, and they understand the significance of proper customer care in their day-to-day work. Research conducted by the Rwanda Governance Board shows that in 2020, the population was satisfied with service delivery at a rate of 71.3%, from 70.4% in 2019. RGB officials believe it's everyone's responsibility in ensuring proper service delivery. The public is encouraged to give this information and to not just accept poor services given to them. For example, if you go to a restaurant to ask for a cold soda and they bring a warm one and they've opened it even before, when you accept that and take that warm soda, then this person won't learn the wrong thing they've done and they'll continue to give the bad service. So let's all say no to poor service. Proper service delivery is an indisputable way to contribute to the acceleration of the national economy.
On behalf of the entire news and technical team that made it happen, thank you very much for being with us. My name is Sam Kalisa. Stay safe, have a good evening, and a fruitful week ahead.